welcome to Once Upon a Software. I started going to the gym because I felt like I needed to lose a few pounds, gain a few muscles, like the new year, new me version. And guess what? 1 month in working out and nothing happened. My beach body, it's not ready yet. Sabina, can you help? Tell me what's going on.
When I started going to the gym, changed my diet and all that, and I was doing an incredible effort. It was taking everything of me. I mean, my whole mind was focused on this particular thing: what I have to eat, what am I going to eat at lunch, when
Yes.
I'm going to work out. I have to run today. I have to that and the other. Took me almost a year, but again, that definitely depends on each one of us. So don't worry, you will have progress sooner than that.
I had this mindset. I want change and I want results and I want them now. Like fast food mentality. Fast, efficient, and cheap, if that's even possible.
Uh, I think we all want it now. We want change and we want it now. We are enthusiastic at first, and then we start to work towards the change. And at some stage, we don't see the change we want, meaning we have a target, we have an objective that is dropping 10 kilos, right? And we don't get to that point fast enough. And then we are discouraged in that change. And most people, in January, the gyms are full. And come beginning of February, you can relax again and you can find the machines available once again. And that until next January, when you'll
Yeah.
face exactly the same challenges. Uh, and this is what happens with each and every one of us, be it kilos we want to drop, lifestyle we want to change, quit smoking, or work.
Yeah, exactly. I found this even at my work when I have to learn a new software, and I want to learn every button, every little detail, every shortcut like in one day. And I'm so frustrated that I don't see results. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna take way more than I planned. But I think the problem is me. My plan is the problem. The poor software has no idea. It's nothing to blame. The buttons are impersonal. They don't hate me.
Definitely they don't. Although it feels sometimes like they are. But definitely I checked, they don't hate us. The thing is, like you mentioned, first of all is the expectation we set for ourselves, and the other thing is the objective we set, and
Mhm.
how we see ourselves uh, in relation to the objective. We see
Okay.
ourselves as a failure until we reach the objective target, whatever that was. And we don't feel we achieved anything until we reach that particular target. We are going to the
Yes.
gym and we don't feel we lost enough weight, or we don't even notice that we feel better because we didn't drop the 10 kilos.
Yeah. We
Let me
don't
try this.
acknowledge the small wins. It's
We
like
don't
we're
even see
blind.
them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's look at how this reflects in our IT world. Let's take, for instance, the example of automation. Automation is the new black. Everyone wants to have more automated processes. With our target, our organization's target is hyper automation. Everything has to be with the click of a button, and this is something I love, but something that doesn't happen all of a sudden. We want to start automating a process, right? We want to start automating the testing in an organization, in a project, regardless
Yeah.
of the size of the project. We want to start automating, right? And we need to have automation depending on the guidelines in the industry. We target higher than 70%. People even think that we try to reach 100%, which is unrealistic, but we'll discuss this in a later podcast. we want to automate, and we want to change the process. We want to we want to automate it, and we consider a target of 70% automation. And we have a big plan about how to start with that. Generally, we don't target small processes we can automate, because that doesn't give us an enough win. And that's with big processes, we have a chance of reaching that 70% automation. Only when we reach that 70% automation, we feel like we achieved something. Higher management, upper management, considers this API as a completion. So of course we start and we address the big processes, because those are the only things that will get us to that 70%. When we start to automate, we change our day-to-day work, and it's disruptive, and we have to adapt, and we have a lot of people involved in changing those big processes. By the time we actually see some achievement, some results, when we try to automate the big processes, we are already too tired, exhausted, and the results, they don't feel like anything, like any achievement, like they don't bring any joy. We are dragging ourselves to get past that finish line, and we don't feel anything. How about if we approach things differently? How we would approach this? How would we approach dieting and going to the gym differently to feel some achievement?
It's human nature to want something spectacular, something that, blinds the eye and it's like super obvious. So going back to your question, and the most practical example of going to the gym and starting to work out or to watch your diet, I think my advice is what my trainer told me. The goal is not to lose weight. The goal is to be healthy and to feel good. And when you shift the focus from numbers to to more friendly goals and more achievable goals, like for me, acknowledging the small wins, like I have less back pains, or my posture has improved, the sleep quality. These are small examples, but honestly, I had a tendency to just neglect and to be blind to these minor changes, but who are so vital to the overall results. And I think this happens also in the work environment. If you have your eyes open and you see the small wins or the small progress, I think the pressure will ease off. And
that sounds like an amazing plan. It's difficult, however, as far as I've seen, it's difficult to achieve it if you don't have so many areas where you can measure. So when you try to improve, when you drop kilos, or when you change your lifestyle, we consider different objectives: dropping kilos or changing the lifestyle. They go together. When we think of automating existing processes in an organization, targeting hyper-automation or just automation, we don't have so many areas where we can measure. When we are dieting, right, we can set objectives for us, not necessarily the 10 kilos, right? We have milestones. We can add milestones. I want to drop a kilo, and then another kilo, or 2 kilos, 3 kilos, whatever works for each one of us. And when our brain understands that we reached our objective, we feel like we achieved something, we are worthy, and without even thinking and doing the effort to notice, do I feel better right now? Do I still have back pain? Of course you won't have it, but since you don't have it, you won't even notice that you don't have it anymore.
Yes.
Or so maybe changing the way we see our objectives, the way we set our goals, maybe that would improve the way we automate. We start with smaller processes that take a lot of time, that are executed, that are performed more frequently. And if you manage to automate a small process, a small test, right? 5 steps. First of all, it's easy to automate. And if you use it a couple of times a day,
Many
or
times.
even once a day, the return on investment on this one is huge. Yes, you achieved 20% automation. You are not close enough to 70%. The fact that the process or the test or whatever is automated, it saves time from the people who are supposed to do it manually. It gives everyone a sense of accomplishment. It shows them, look, this works. This automation actually works. Let's have some more of it. And then you are more enthusiastic to go and do more automation and target other processes. So the work life will be changed, will be disrupted with any change. But if the change adds benefits, then it's easier to tolerate it.
But if those 20% that you've managed to tick in your checkbox give you the boost to go for more and to have the stamina to work, not necessarily harder, but smarter, and they kick you out of the low energy rut routine and all the bad vibes that sometimes working in an office can give you. I think those were 20%, they count as big step, and they count as more.
So when it comes to dropping kilos, let's consider 1 kilo at a time. When it comes to automation,
Processes.
Or even replacing a platform, replacing a database, replacing, improving security in an organization, in a software product. I have a lot of other examples here. Even when we target adding a new functionality, the concept of minimum viable product works fine. Implement something that works and then build on that. This is the idea of the podcast.
Once again, effective change comes in small baby steps, not in big waves that can sometimes shake you out of balance and out of your comfort zone.